I've been feeling vibes all day. I've been feeling vibes all night. Let me breathe and meditate. Elevate, is that alright? Energy. Vibes, 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 energy. Vibes, 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 energy. Vibes, 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 energy.
Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your girl T Hardaway.
It's Michael Bahsil.
Yeah, and we are the Did It for the Hood podcast.
Indeed.
We're back again, another week. We're happy to be here. Mike, how you been?
Hey, I've been good. Been working. It's been nonstop, but it's been good. Been
Making
trying to
that
take
money.
care of it. Hello. Hey, listen. As much as yes, as much as we can at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad
Just
at it.
getting to it, and also prioritizing rest.
As you should. The nap
Prioritizing
ministry is important.
happiness. Yes.
As you should.
And prioritizing happiness. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm headed where I need to go. And so yeah. I'm just
Good.
trying to stay aligned and stay true to myself. If I'm not, then I'm doing something wrong. So
As you should.
yeah, that's where I've been.
But they say namaste. I took my glasses off. Now I realize I can't see. Myself, I've been all right, man. Learning about myself, learning about places I need to grow personally. And yeah, man, another day, another dollar.
I thank the Lord for
Working.
my praying mama.
Hey, probably, what is it? Namaste. There we go. Let me hit announcement real quick. For those that don't know, bars only going down. Club Iris, November 19th. November 18th. November 18th. Club Iris is going to be the Did It for the Hood showcase. Come out, check us out. Everybody's going to be live and direct. Actually, also pay attention to the page and the bars only live page. Y'all go there and like and follow and all of that stuff. We're going to have some interviews from some of the people that are performing. So it's going to be fun. You're going to get to know them, hear their stories, hear some of the things that they do. And it's going to be a vibe, baby. Like, what can I say? It's Did It for the Hood.
Indubitably.
So, yeah. Indubitably. So today's topic, what is it like being a dreamer?
Dream,
dun, dun, dun.
dream, 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 dream. Shout out to my Sharp Boy and Lava Girl movie watchers out there that understand what I'm saying. Boom.
That part. That part. I don't know what he's talking about, but that
it's
part.
a movie. It's a movie that everybody from I don't know, early 2000s. They know.
That part. All right. There you go.
That was it.
But being a dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna talk about all of the things that come with being a dreamer, because people talk about, like, big dreams and big house, big car, but it's another side to it that you don't really hear people talking about. The ups and the downs, the goods and the bads of being a quote unquote dreamer.
Multiplicity.
So say what?
The multiplicity of it.
For sure. Mike, you consider yourself to be a dreamer?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. For real.
Yeah, you consider. Okay. So what is a dreamer? What's the definition of a dreamer to you?
Oh, to me, I think it's really just having wants that are aligned with purpose, like goals, a destination that is aligned to what you are meant to do on earth.
I've never heard it put that way.
Yeah.
Having wants that are aligned with your purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never heard it put that way.
How have you heard it put before?
Having wants aligned. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's sit with that for a second. Wait a minute. Having wants that are aligned with your purpose. I always hear being a dreamer. A lot of times people also use it in like a negative context, like you're a dreamer, you're flighty, you're not grounded, you know what I mean? You're all these different things. But I never heard of it in that way. But that makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
Because I feel like you wouldn't be given a dream, or like you wouldn't have a dream inside of you that like is meaningless. You know what I'm saying? Like there's weight behind that thing. Like I know for me, like I mean, y'all know my dream is to be a mogul. I would literally want to be a world-class actor, but I also want to be for the people. I want to support my community. Period. Point blank. So we do this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all of these things wrapped in one. And there's so much that can come with being, you know, I guess the one of the top sing actors or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for me, I know that in dang, I'm getting into the another one of the questions now. So like,
Go ahead.
but even with um like do your dreams change? I don't think they change. I do think that they evolve.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like they get deeper the more that you stay in tune with it and the more that you like really stay aligned with it too. Cause like I know just being say I'm somebody that's seen in the spotlight a lot, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case is, the way that I live is my expression, yes. So I mean, of course people gonna judge, people gonna do this, do that. That come with life. But also when it comes down to like how am I influencing people also. They be thinking about that side of it. Because I feel like there's a lot of people that have positions of power they don't realize how much influence they really have on the minds of young people, especially. You feel me? And so you got a lot of young people who, you know what I'm saying, they see somebody doing it like, oh, I want to do that too. That's how I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of people are. You know what I'm saying? I saw Bow Wow and I said, oh, I can do that.
Yeah. You see it, you can be it.
You feel me? And so, but it's just making sure that it's really doing it in a way that is bringing light too.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like it's a lot of darkness, especially right now with everything going on in the world. You know what I mean? But like, you know, but yeah, trying to just be that light. I always emphasize that.
That's for sure. That's for sure. What do you think are some of the positive sides of being a dreamer? I'm gonna say for myself, I think that one of the positive things about being a dreamer is that you don't see limitations. Like limitations are just like limitations are optional to you when you're a dreamer.
That's so real.
It's so optional. You're like, yeah, okay. We don't have such and such. Well, all right.
Okay.
We can figure it out.
You're right. We'll find a loophole or something.
We'll find a way. Like, it's all right.
We have to just like wait a little bit before we get to that point. Like, that's okay.
They're like, oh man, somebody told us no. They'll say yes later. They'll say yes later.
Not right now. That's what a no is.
Yes, it's not right now. They'll come. They'll double back.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the upsides is I think the inability to, I'll say this, the necessary delusion that lives inside of you when you are a dreamer is what makes you excel. I'm dead serious.
That's so true.
It's a necessary delusion. You're just like, of course I can fly off this building. Of course I can. Of course. But of course. And you believe it for real.
Yeah. But then there's the downside to that. Yeah, I can fly off this building. But also, if I ain't got a parachute,
I can't fly off this building.
Or if I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing that also comes with dreaming. Like there's a side to it. You got to be prepared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be in preparation when you're chasing it. Because if you're not tending to it, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about it like a car. Okay, word. If these brakes is a little whack, then we got to put new brake pads on that thing. We have to drop that little 200, 300. You know?
Yeah.
So
you always have to be attending to your dream to grow it. Yeah. I would definitely say when you were like, you have to pay attention to it and putting money into it and all that kind of stuff. One of the things I started to realize about being a dreamer, especially as you get older, depending on where you are in your dreaming process, you have to develop a level of practicality along with your dream.
Talk about it.
Right? When you are 19, 18 years old, 20, you can jump off the roof and do crazy stuff and all this kind of things at the whim, right? As you start to evolve and get older, you have to make your approach a little smarter. Like I use myself as an example. I work full time and I hustle. That's a part of my dream. That's the part of the things that I want to do. But I'm not 18. I can't be running around with $4 in my bank account no more. You know what I mean? I'm not a kid. I can't operate in that space anymore. So the dream is still alive. It just changed. It just grew up. It
Yeah,
just
okay.
evolved.
And it's still growing up.
Still growing up every day. But I think some people too, and when I like get into like my creative spaces and a lot of things, I start seeing people that like downplay people who work and dream and work and I'm like, dude, how do you expect your dream to come to pass if you don't have no capital? If you ain't got no stability, if you don't know where your next meal coming from? Like how do you expect to be effective if you don't have your basics? I know you heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Your
I have.
basics. Oh, you never heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Okay. So the hierarchy of needs is like a pyramid. It's basically saying everything that a person needs in order to be sustainable and thrive in life. So like the basics are like food, shelter, protection, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like you can't get to thriving without the bottom part of the pyramid, the food, the shelter, the basic parts. And people think they're gonna come out here and create their best art out of desperation, and that's not always the case.
Ooh,
That's not
child.
always the case.
P.
What?
That's crazy you mention that because that's literally where I've been. Like I know that I'm so hungry to be where I want to be, but at times, like the downside of that could be like I could potentially be trying so hard that I'm hurting myself.
Yeah.
And that's a reality to it as well that I feel like a lot of people don't understand. Because you gotta understand too, y'all, like these dreams affect you mentally. You affect your everything. And I feel like that's not talked about enough, how it literally like not being where you want to be or whatever the case is, that can mess with you mentally, emotionally, physically, and mentally and spiritually. And like especially when you want it bad. Like, oh my God. But I feel like it's really just balancing that with your present moment, making sure that, okay, I'm staying grateful for where I'm at today, making sure that I eat, making sure that, like you talk about the basic needs. Yeah, I'm saying, making sure that I can pay for this roof over my head, make sure I can have water, have my water on. You know what I'm saying? Or make sure that I'm connected to the right people. So just what I need around me.
Yeah.
And that's just what that is.
You're right. You're right. You're 150% right.
But with
I
that
was
comes
about to
sacrifice. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I said, but with that comes sacrifice because it's just like a lot of times it's so easy to fall into like, because you can only see it, then you want to just do everything by yourself.
Right.
And so it's
And
just
sometimes you look so far ahead that you forget where you came from. And so you're like, well, I don't have, and I'm not, and look, like we're talking about falling out of gratitude, not being in gratitude. I'm not where I want to be, and blah, 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 blah. You start getting on all that, but then you look back and be like, bro, a year ago, let's look back to a year ago.
bruh,
Let's,
bruh,
hey, my G, like, hey, let's
come
look
on,
back to where we came from.
where you was
I,
just what you came out of.
come on
Let's
now,
talk about that.
that last storm. Yeah, yeah,
That almost had you
yeah,
real.
yeah.
You
But
grew up at it.
that's some of the downsides of being a dreamer, right? Because like I don't know if it was TD Jakes, I don't remember who I heard say this because I watched little clips.
Yeah.
They were basically saying being a visionary or being a dreamer is painful because you can see it.
Trying to tell folks.
You can see it. You're
They
like,
hurt.
dude, I know where we're like. I literally told somebody the other day. I said, I know where we're going. Just follow me. I know where we're going. Just I'm gonna take you to the promised land. Just follow me. But it's painful because vision is a gift. Dreaming is a gift, and everybody's not blessed with that gift. And people think you're crazy until you arrive.
Duh. And at
They
times,
do.
you even be looking at yourself like I am crazy.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
guess what Tupac said? But you know what else? I don't.
Absolutely.
Okay. For those
So
that know, no.
those that know,
And those that don't, you'll get it.
man. But I mean, I feel like we kind of jumped straight to the downside. Let me say, what's another upside? What's another upside?
Another upside. Let's see.
Well, we said it got delusion.
Hey, listen,
Positive levels of
no
delusion.
limits. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. The upside to dreaming. Um, mm, like seeing what you're worthy of.
Explain.
Like, I don't know, because I feel like it to a certain extent when I think of like at least myself, you know what I'm saying? I look at things a lot of times like, dang, especially when I see where I want to be. It's just like I can look at a thing and be like, I don't even feel like I'm deserving of that thing. But then
So,
but that's all a mental thing.
mm-hmm.
You feel me? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, why can't I have that? Why can't I
Mm-hmm.
have that's meant for me? Why can I not have? Why can I, not have like
Mm-hmm.
schooling or education that is worthwhile for me and does something that is um needed for me. You know what I'm saying? Why can't I have,
100%. 100%.
And I feel like it's just your perspective on it. But I feel like more than anything, yeah, like dreaming. Cause I'm just thinking about like just school and where I've been after school too, just like been very just locked in on, okay, I know that I want independence in a way that is sustainable and maintainable. You feel me? In every sense of the respect of the word. So
Absolutely.
yeah, just thinking about like, okay, like, yeah, I want this, I want that. But okay, I may have to start here first, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that like I'm worthy of all of this, regardless of like how I feel, regardless of what I say to myself that could be off-putting or whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is, you know.
Yeah.
And life be life, and you know what I'm saying? So it's just like allowing giving yourself grace for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like definitely, yeah, it like you said, with no limits, it's like there's nothing that is holding you back. And when things do hold you back, it's just allowing yourself to process that, but also know that you aren't um yeah,
You aren't
remind
you're not
you
defined by that.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we take a lot of things that happen to us and make it about like us versus just like, okay, where we're headed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's human, you know what I mean? So
100%. And it's because what you're kind of describing is a little bit of imposter syndrome too.
mm,
And the thing about imposter syndrome, and I think all of us have had it to a degree if you come from certain places or doing certain things, right? But what I started to sit in and start to really, really like sit with is that if I wasn't meant for this space, God wouldn't have called me here. And like really sitting with that, like nobody said that your situation was going to be easy, right? Nobody
mm,
promised you ease. And I'm talking to myself. I'm like, nobody
me
promised
too.
you
Yeah,
ease, right?
see that.
But they wouldn't have put you in this position if you didn't have some type of capabilities to do whatever the thing is. You wouldn't be in this room if someone didn't see it in you. And if you weren't chosen or called to the space, right? So just having that, like, that's a part of the dream. That's a part of the process. Because even though you may have these huge dreams and see these things that are huge, a lot of things around you may be telling you no. And sometimes you may be telling yourself no, right?
Mm,
They don't talk about that a lot, how much we tell ourselves that we're unworthy and undeserving of the things that we're supposed to arrive at, right? But that's the thing. But why? Yes, Michael, because I see it in your eyes, sir.
I'm just
I
here.
see it in your facial expressions.
I just receive everything you said because it's just like, yeah. And even knowing too that like, mm, you can have dreams, all day, but if it ain't what God wants at this moment for you,
It ain't coming.
and I feel like that's a positive thing.
It is, but in the moment,
Yeah, of course, in the moment, it feel like, why not? Okay, like I want what I want. Why can't I have not have what I
Why
want?
me, big Lord?
Why can't I have what I want? But also,
Right.
it's just okay. But what you need,
True. True. True.
and that's a harder pill to take. It's like, oh,
True.
you're right.
True. Man, you know what? I'm gonna leave that where that's at. You right. I'm gonna leave that right. I'm about to say something I
Okay.
shouldn't say. You right. You
Question.
right. What's up?
There's so many good ones here. I'm just like, oh, what even go? Um, what is something that you didn't expect to happen while you were dreaming?
Failure. Mm. Failure is what I didn't expect to happen in my dreams. For sure. I have failed a few times.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all are looking at trial and error.
Hello? Walking trial and error. You hear?
Say it louder. Say it
Hey, hey,
louder.
hey.
Hey,
Hey.
hey. Hello. Trial
Walking trial and error.
and error.
Um, yeah. Failure is what I did not expect in the midst of dreaming. Because when I dream of things, or not even when I dream, when I decide, when I make a decision that we're doing something, we're doing it. Like, bro, when I'm trying to give y'all an example of what I mean. I went into a school, I applied to a school, an institution, feeling like I was going to get in. Never occurred to me that I couldn't. Never occurred to me that I could get rejected. Never occurred to me. My homeboy was like, "Till you do some of the most outrageous things." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about." If I decide I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So the thought of this ain't gonna work or stuff don't happen to me until we arrive at the something didn't work out or something. You're like, oh damn, that was a possible consequence, wasn't it? Oh
Yeah,
shit. Oh,
I know.
hmm. Now we got to rebuild. Now we got to rebuild.
Real.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's a downside. I mean, I'm sorry. What was the question? I got lost in the question.
Oh no, just like while dreaming, what is something that you didn't expect to happen?
Yeah, failure. So failure is something I didn't expect to happen. Um, I didn't expect as much growth has come out of the dreaming. I didn't expect that. I didn't.
Talk about it, please.
So in the midst of my dreaming, I got into a space where I mentioned this in another pod where I kind of got to a place of I got really low. And in that low, I was faced with having to see myself, good, bad, and the ugly. Right. Um, and in doing so, it brings forth things that you have to address that you put behind you, like, oh, I don't have to deal with this right now. I don't do this right now. Oh, I gotta deal with this. But you don't have nothing else to deal with when you sitting right by yourself. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, I gotta do something about this. Because this is now painful to me. But that was a consequence of dreaming. Because as the dream expands, in order to fulfill the dream, you have to expand. There's a growth that has to come from you as a person that's not talked about. You can't the dream can only get as big as the vessel. So if it's a little bitty canoe, you got a canoe. If it's a cruise ship, you got the capacity of a cruise ship. But the only way you can expand the dream is if you expand yourself. It starts inside out. And that's something unexpected of understanding in the dream. Like you can have these $1 million dreams, but if you got a $5 work ethic, you got $5.
Mm.
You got a $5 mentality about money, you got $5.
Mm.
You got $5 worth of communication with people, management skills, whatever the case may be, whatever part of your life where it requires you to have to grow. If you don't put time into growing that thing, whatever that dream is, can't grow to the size that you see it in your mind, because the things that you see in your mind have to grow inside of you first. You got to grow first. And I didn't expect that to that degree. I didn't understand, I got it conceptually, but it's different when it's you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's different when it's happening to you. You're like, oh.
I'm so glad you mentioned that too about like being able to conceptualize it, but to do it is a whole different motion.
Yes.
And that's so, yeah, I feel you. I
Yeah.
feel you. And that's what helps your dreams evolve as well. When
Yes.
you grow, everything else can grow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mark, I don't remember if it was Mark Zuckerberg or if it was Elon Musk. It was one of them talking. And they said something like, the funny thing about a dream or building your vision, what they don't tell you is the vision doesn't start to expand until you jump in it and start building it. Then it starts to mold and take shape. Then it starts to look different. But you'll never figure that out if you don't start. And I thought that was the most interesting thing. It's like, yeah, but most people don't know that because they don't start.
Let's talk about it and
And it fades to black.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's like you will never get to the vision because it's like the vision is the starting point. It's to get you to go. But it's
Mhm.
gonna evolve into something else once you put your hands in it.
Mhm.
You still there, my dog?
I'm here. I'm just listening.
This is a good one because
I'm just
I don't
getting
know.
blessed.
Huh?
I'm just getting blessed. That's all I've heard.
Bro, I feel like it's right on time, bro.
It is for surely. Hmm.
Here, here's one for you, bro. Have you ever had a dream that you were afraid to pursue?
You know what my
Mm.
answer was when I read this question?
What?
Literally, literally doing that right now.
You're doing the dream you were afraid to pursue?
Yeah.
What's that?
Like, I mean, just everything that I'm going for. Like, I'm going for everything that I've ever wanted in life at the moment. But it is scary.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like one, never seen anybody around me do it.
True.
I only see the finished product.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. Somebody show you how the dough is made.
Hello? Like,
Hmm.
and I've been looking a lot into J. Cole's whole like scope lately, his whole
Hmm.
arc to being J. Cole. Like
Right, right.
folks that know, y'all know. But folks that don't, I'm gonna tell you. Cause like Cole, of course, started with the mixtapes, like
Yeah,
a lot of rappers, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
so did Jay, so did a lot of folks. They was cutting demos, he was doing everything. But with Cole, like he was cutting mixtapes and everything like that. And we signed to Rock Nation, like he had put out Friday Night Lights, you know what I'm saying? And then he did Sideline Story. And so, like, I don't think folks understand, like, Cole didn't become Cole till 2014 Force was dropped.
Yeah, when did he start?
He started when he was like, what, 12, 15.
So there
But
you go.
like, and he was even talking about like, in his community, like he would be pulling up to like the rap shows and getting connected with, you know what I'm saying, those people. You feel me there? And that's where it starts as well. You know what I'm saying? But also knowing that like to even get to that place of signing to the rock and like the things that you gotta understand too, like Cole didn't have a lot of radio records as well.
He never does. To this day, he really doesn't.
Feel me? But what makes him very significant, I feel like it's his ability to relate.
100%.
I mean,
100%.
and so um yeah, yo, like um but I know even then it was just the thing that I admire about that though is just like you gotta just go about your dreams. Like you could be scared, but you got to make decisions fearless. Because the decision you make can't be out of fear, because then it's
It's
that's
dead in the water.
I mean, can't do that out of fear. You gotta do it in confidence. You gotta do it in your whole being and really like,
You
but
gotta see
also
it
know
through.
what, yeah, exactly. Because you basically gotta stand on your word at that point.
You gotta see it through.
And I know I've fallen at times on not, you know what I'm saying,
We all have.
following through with what I said I wanted. You know what I mean? Like he said, we all have. So
Right.
yeah, but my dreams right now, of um, being on TV, like we're still on strike and producers just anyway, it's another conversation for another day. Um anyway, but sex fun.
Talking to the people. You
Okay.
know, I when I try to when I'm like focused in on something, trying to make it happen, something I always try to say to myself is because we get lazy. We fall off. We want to just chill and kick it and whatever we want to do. We don't want to work. Turn up. The turn up is always fun. You feel me?
Always.
But the one thing I always try to like tell myself or say to myself is that actions express priorities. So when I'm doing that, I'm like, oh, your priority is sleep right now. Your priority is not getting to your goal. Your priority is comfort because that's not your priority. Your priority, because whatever I'm doing is showing you what my priority is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do. You call me 2 hours later. See what you're doing. I'm sleep. Your priority was sleeping. My priority wasn't getting to the bag. My priority wasn't whatever the case may be. Like it ain't getting whatever it is, motivation, self-help, whatever you're doing, reading a book. But like that's a part of the process too. Like making sure that your actions match what your priorities are. You know? What, Mike? Why are you looking at the screen like that?
You got my brain moving. That's all it is. Whenever I
Yeah.
look like I'm like a little crazy, y'all, my brain just be moving. Excuse me.
But making sure them actions match them priorities. I mean, we all fall off from it. Like we all have our lazy days, but it's just like, okay, we have to recenter ourselves, rediscipline ourselves, get back to where we're supposed to be. Because it's a never ending practice, right? And that's all the parts of the process of the dreams, because what they say, dreams without goals are just hopes or wishes.
Come on.
That's just the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I don't know who I heard say this, but I adopted it like it was mine. Won't hope, we hustle. We ain't hoping. Somebody, well, I hope it happened. No, we finna make it happen. We finna hope for nothing.
Hello?
We finna hope for nothing.
And also on top of that too, you made me think like how, because I'm all, even with your like we talk about comfort.
Yeah.
And just like, okay. Because I know for me, if I oversleep, I'll be like, hey, maybe I just needed that.
Yeah.
But also it's just like, you have to know when you're really giving yourself an excuse.
For sure.
You have to like in that. I feel like at times for me that could be like one of the biggest. That could be one of the biggest things that I have to like really connect myself to be in tune with. Like, okay, am I really just giving myself an excuse as to why I can't do that, or can I really not function in that right now? Because there's times when it's just like, okay, if you really just need to rest your body and your mind, please do, for sure. But if there was like, okay, I know I got to be at work by 10. I got up at about 9:15. My job is 30 minutes away. I now have 15 minutes really to get to
ready.
Work. Get ready for work. You know what I'm saying? And then this is like, but my alarm went off like 5 times to wake up from 7:45 to 9:15.
Jesus.
Yeah, think about that.
You're not a morning person, I see.
Not at all. Let me sleep. Let me sleep. Let my first thing in the day be at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Also, that's rush hour time on a weekday. So I'm cool, actually. I'm cool with my morning, to be real. That's when everybody's kind of like getting in motion. So,
yeah.
It's not too bad, at least where I'm at. But,
Yeah.
But regardless, you got to be mindful of really giving excuses to yourself.
And you also have to be mindful to care for yourself. Because, like myself, I have the tendency, and it's cost me a lot of valuable relationships. I have a tendency to cut off the emotion, focus on the logic, let's get to the goal. And people don't operate like that. And I realized that, like, oh, human beings don't do that.
It's all of that in one.
Oh, because the way I always saw my life, I always saw it in a very do or die fashion. And I really live by the thought of like, nobody's coming to save me. Right? If this doesn't work, I don't have this to fall back on.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm pressing with a very hard nose, and people are like, well, why are you acting like this? Because I'm going forward. And that's not always a healthy thing. That's not always a good thing. But that's also a side effect of dreaming and working, I guess. I don't know what you would say with that, but I had to come and start understanding. I'm like, okay, you got to kind of merge the two. You can't just act like that all the time. because I looked up and I was like, oh, I'm not being present, I'm not taking care of the moment, I'm not seeing what's around me, I'm not even aware of other people's feelings or interactions because I'm so focused on trying to get to this place. I'm so focused on the future, I'm not living in the present.
Yeah.
Dreaming, just dreaming, working, moving in that way, but not being grounded with my feet in front of me.
But it's
Are
also
you?
knowing the mindset also of like just really just being a hustler though, like,
Yeah.
it's understanding that I feel like for a lot of people, but when it
Yeah.
comes down to dealing with people, it comes down to dealing with just life in general, like you were saying, it can be very unhealthy because
Yeah,
that's not
for
how
sure.
people operate. That's not how the world operates at times. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Now, mind you, a lot of things really work out of ignorance.
But a lot of people, I had to learn, a lot of people move on feelings.
Oh, duh.
How they, again, I don't move on feelings. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
move based on how I just feel.
Yeah, but as far as how people though,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
it's always like, I feel this way. So it's this. It's like, it's really not
No,
though.
it's not
It's
though.
really not. Because if you think about it, have you start there? If you think about it, the situation is making you upset. Let's focus on the situation at hand and let's solve that.
Yep.
Now, mind you, the how you feel was the effect of the situation.
Correct.
So that's
Correct.
we can sit and talk about it. If vent, it's not my dealing to hold that for you because I didn't deserve that. I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's protection of self. That's making sure that you listen.
That's,
Been there, done
that's
it.
real. That's real.
Been there, done it. Y'all better protect yourself when people want to throw their emotions on you.
Sure. That's a
You
never
feel
ending
me?
struggle. And knowing when to exit. Holler at y'all boys.
And also too, being mindful like of when people are getting in the way of your dream. I said
Boy,
I said it. I
what
said it.
talk that talk, like
Because a lot of times, y'all, real talk. The place I'm at right now, I'm getting to a certain happiness that I haven't had, that I've always wanted, right?
mm,
But knowing that happiness had to start with me internally.
right.
And I feel like that's the thing. Now, mind you, things gonna fall through, they're gonna fall through the cracks. That's just how things go. But if I'm not pouring into myself and making sure I'm good and learning from my mistakes as well, I'm not moving.
No,
And at times when there's conflict, especially with people, a lot of times it could be for a good reason because that person was not meant for you.
for sure.
It could be that. I'm not saying that
For
that's the
sure.
case all the time. But when you are realizing that like, oh, you're cutting into the thing that I'm like doing, like if you're not able to separate the two for both of y'all, evaluate it, in my opinion.
I
That's
agree.
that's what I think. It's just like, yeah, because I can't let anybody get in the way of what God put in me. And if I'm not
And
able to fully be me, I'm off already.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. You have something to say, Tuti?
Jealousy.
Oh, yeah, get into it.
Dreaming causes jealousy
Mm,
because it does. It causes jealousy because people don't want people don't believe in themselves enough to follow their dreams.
yeah,
What?
so before you even started talking about it, it just
Yeah, people don't believe in themselves enough to follow their dreams. So when you start doing yours, you threaten them. You threaten their sense of security and comfort. And you have to change in the midst of you know what I'm saying? You change in the midst of all this stuff. So it changes their relationship with you and all this different stuff. But when you said letting people go and having confrontation with people, and that is so that is so real. It is so real and sad, but it's a side effect of dreaming. Um, actually going after something that you want to do. Um, but this is not what I expected this conversation to be today.
but it's real though. But also you gotta make sure these people align with what your dream is. You gotta
But you
align
don't
with it. Yeah, but what was you finna say? Like sometimes you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, and but the thing is, I feel like that's also what can bring the thrill of it.
Yeah,
But that's also what can bring the reality. It
yeah,
brings both sides if you think
yeah,
about it. So it's like, okay, word. So if I'm able to, if I'm moving forward with this person or I'm moving forward in this environment, whatever the case is, then like, of course, I'm gonna be changed because the environment is different. But also like, yeah, you're just gonna grow and evolve,
yeah,
and like and there's reasons and seasons.
yeah.
You
And
got to
finding your team and your tribe.
indubitably.
We stay talking about the tribe thing, but in this season, I'm starting to understand so much more of what the team and what that actually looks like. Oh, sorry, Hal.
Yeah.
What that actually look like and what that actually means. You know what I mean? Having people around you that support you, that can call you on your BS, that are not just yes men. I would text Mike earlier today. We were talking about the topics, and I was like, "Yeah, if something's not going right, let me know because I can't get better with yes men around me."
Hello, and hey, I had to tell her as soon as we got on. I said, I got you because listen, because a lot of times y'all like, I'm telling you, you need those people around you that's gonna tell you the honest truth,
Yeah,
especially if that person has good taste or has like good just knows like what's good. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Because at the end of the day, like I ain't gonna sit here and say that everybody need to do everything because they don't. But when it comes down to like what you good at, like yeah, when it comes to being around people who are good at certain things, let them flex their strength. That's where they thrive.
Right.
For me, so let them
Yeah.
flex their strength. You know what I'm saying? If say me and T was in the studio and like and T's good with the contractual things, you know what I'm saying? And so like if there was like some paperwork that needed to be done with just like how the thing went, and we would both look over it or whatever the case is. And like now mind you, T, if she has ideas creatively, she'll tell me. You know what I'm saying? But
I'll
she know
leave
that's where
creative
I
to
flourish.
him primarily. Yeah.
Exactly. You know that's where I work. And so
Mm-hmm.
we just gotta just make sure that we just match each other out. And we do. That's my cousin.
Yeah.
It's in the family.
But you know what? On the other side of that, a part of supporting the dream, I got this big book
Mm.
that I read. I gotta read some more of it. Like I got these different books. I have a book about strategy. I have a book about the music business. I got these different books that I'm reading to enrich myself, right? Because we gotta grow. If you want to go into these spaces, you gotta grow, and your mind gotta grow. So your information gotta grow. So that's a part of the work that goes into the dream. Like spending your time working on your craft. Like unfortunately, I be scatterbrained, y'all. I be doing so many different types of things. I read about probably 4 different subjects on a regular basis, whether it be strategy based, music based, um, like real estate development based. I'm in those spaces. So yeah, the education and knowledge that you have to have, like the reading, the growth, the development, learning about politics, learning about contracts, learning about all this other junk that comes with your dream. That's also part of the development of the dream. Yeah, people don't make this don't even sound fun after this conversation.
I mean, but it's real. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is
I mean,
real.
at the end of the day, like dreaming, this is the multiplicity of it though. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't get talked about. You feel me? It don't get talked about enough. Now, mind you, y'all like dreaming is dreaming is weight.
Yeah,
I'm
just wait.
saying it is weight. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not. Like
Yeah.
dreaming is literally like it's exercise. Like you go to the gym and you trying to up your PT, right? All right, cool. Dreaming,
Mm-hmm.
dream. That's all I gotta say. And
Have your dreams ever changed?
hmm, yeah,
They have.
yeah.
What was your original dream?
Um, I think if I'm just being real, like I just want, like, of course, I wanted to um just be more known, be more
Be
like,
famous.
yeah, be more
Uh,
visible. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But then it just turns into just like really wanting to go against the system that is trying to make a black man a certain thing.
Okay.
I'm saying like I don't like how we're not a monolith. No black people are not a monolith. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Agreed.
like making sure that just really going against the systems that make it so that I have to trying to paint it like I have to be like a this or that or the other. I'm not a street dude. You know what I'm saying? Am I connected to people? Yes, I am. But when it comes down to who I am as a whole, like that's not
That
me.
ain't you. Yeah,
And that don't have to be me. You know
not
what I'm
at
saying?
all.
And I like, I'm very um yeah, I'm just very I feel that way. I just want to just go against what the world thinks somebody should be. What do you think I should be? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care what you think I should be because I'm me. You feel me? And you're not gonna make me feel like Nip said, you're not gonna make me feel sorry for it. None of that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm me.
That's right.
So yeah, and letting people know it's okay to be yourself too. Like, cause that's what I'm doing. I feel like doing that is like I'm trying to emphasize like it's okay to literally be yourself. You don't have to be like this rapper over here or this person over here just because they doing it, how they doing it. You can be
So your
yourself.
original dream was to be famous, and now you found more purpose and direction in your dream.
Yeah.
Mm.
And because I feel like at first it was just like, oh, like I just want to get money. You know what I'm saying? So I can live like sustainable. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Knowing that like with all the things that I want to do, I would love to be in have the attention. You know what I'm saying? Because attention brings traction, and traction brings the finances. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%.
So that's just that. But then it's just like, hey, like it's not even about that. Am I connected to my people?
Right.
Am I on the ground?
That's real.
And so, yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's supposed to change too. Like, especially if it's not really. I feel like that's a part of it still, but it's just like it don't have that much weight to it. I feel like it's just like another side of it that's just like okay, that comes with it.
What, the fame?
Yeah, I feel like it could come with it. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it will.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean that exactly. Let me stand on that. It will.
It will.
But
Like
knowing
it.
that, like, yeah, I need to make sure that I'm grounded.
When I think about plans changing, my whole plan has changed. Okay.
Well,
Um, yeah, my whole plan changed. When I started on this particular journey, all I wanted to do was make money. Like I ain't even finna act like it was so deep. It wasn't. It's like I want to make bread. I want to live a certain way. Da, 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 da. That's how I thought about it at the beginning. And then I found purpose in the midst of it. And the purpose of it is to inspire and help direct the youth while also providing a safe space for our audience and people to be seen and heard and to have issues addressed that pertain to them. What I didn't expect was that the them, quote unquote, is bigger than I thought. The community of people that this affects and addresses is way wider than what I ever thought. That's where how mine has changed a lot. I was like, oh, because I'll sit and have conversations with people about it, and then they bust into their story, and I'm like, oh, okay, bet. We connect on a different level, but we all are having a human experience, and a lot of times those human experiences intersect.
yeah,
Excuse me, and not based on race. It's just like, okay, we all are experiencing this thing, and we're more alike than we know.
right.
So, yeah, man. But
Mm.
and being okay when the plan changes, right? Like not being attached to this thing that you had in your head. Like it
Oh,
gotta. This is what I thought it was gonna be. It didn't work like this. Well, yeah. Sometimes, like we talk about, God will give it to you in the way that you need it, not the way you wanted it. And if you knew the whole truth, you wouldn't even start on the journey. If you knew all the obstacles from the jump, you wouldn't even pursue it. You know it's the truth. If
that's
you knew all of
true.
the obstacles from jump, you'd have been like, I'm straight. I'm good.
And what's crazy too, because I even like have this thing with me too, where it's just like, because I know with my initial dream and how it changed is like, okay, one was more ego driven.
Mhm.
So considering that too, it's just like, okay, that's not fulfilling in the long term. And I feel like that's the thing when it comes down to dreaming too. Like, this is for long term. This is for life. This is for legacy. This is for after me. And I feel like a lot of dreams that I feel like you just kind of have to evaluate that. Like, is my dream what I want going to surpass me?
Mhm.
Because it's bigger than me. It's not about me, really.
Mhm.
I'm just a vessel that's creating it.
For sure.
And so a lot of times it's like, okay, is this what is significant? Is this what is of service? You feel me? And I feel like that's a big key thing too. When I think about it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
See?
Do you think that a dreamer can ever fail?
I feel like it depends how you feel.
I
I
think it
feel like
depends on what you define as failure.
right. You know what I mean? Because I think like, okay, yeah, I could mess up, or I could like take a big L, rest his soul.
Big,
Take,
big lesson. Big lesson.
okay, yeah,
It was a
yeah,
big lesson.
big lesson. But yeah, I could take a big lesson, and then just knowing that like, hey, it's a lesson I have to learn from it, so
Yeah.
that I don't make it again and again and again.
I don't,
So yeah,
I don't think it's a such thing as failure when you're a dreamer. I think the bigger the dream, like they say, if you shoot for the moon and you land amongst the stars, you still a success.
oh yeah,
So I think that your dream can, I think that you could be blessed with a dream to catapult you in a direction to get you to a space where you're supposed to be. You may not necessarily even end up at the dream, but you'll end up in a space where you were supposed to be anyway. But you had to shoot for this thing to get you into orbit.
heavy on that to get you in
Yeah.
the
To get you into orbit, to get you
yeah,
to actually put the rocket boosters under yourself, similar to space. To
yeah.
put the rocket boosters. All right, now let me get on the ship. All right, cool. We take off. Boom. Oh, I ain't quite make it to the moon, but now I'm up here with all the galaxies and stars.
There's so many
But you
places.
wouldn't have done it without the vision.
Yes, and I feel like knowing that like when you get to what we're thinking of metaphorically as like orbit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's so many ways you could float to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And float knowing that like a lot of like what we were saying before, a lot of this is not in my control.
All I can control is what I can control.
What I put in.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, all right, cool. Then that's just that.
All
Simple.
right, y'all. Yeah. Such is right. You're right. Uh, what have you had to give up for your dream? For
Time.
me?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No,
Time.
go ahead.
Time. Energy. Um, fun.
Friendships.
I wanted to go there, but I was like,
I'll go there.
family.
Family. Yeah.
Um, at times sanity.
Did you say sleep?
Nah.
Sleep.
Um, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it right there. Yeah.
Can't argue with none of those. I'm trying to think of something I should add. I'm like, yeah, I ain't got nothing, brother. He hit them all. Uh,
All of that.
yeah, you give up a lot of stuff for dreaming. You
Right.
do- you do. You hit a my God. Oh, one thing you have to give up also, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Bad habits in your old self.
Mm, we can end the episode right there.
Drop the mic, turn lights off. All right, now
See
let's
y'all
wrap this
later.
thing up. Let's wrap this thing up.
Because
Yeah, giving up your old
habits
self.
in old self.
Yes, because you're changing, you're evolving, time is going on.
Mm.
Um, Do you think there's any downsides to dreaming?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Um, I think downsides. I don't think it's a downside. I think it's just more just reality. You kind of just gotta live within reality when you're doing that.
Think
At
of
times,
one downside.
like,
When you're dreaming, it can be very risky because you're really taking risks.
mm,
That's the downside of dreaming. You're really taking risks. And
yeah,
you're sacrificing your short term for your long term, which is a good thing. But in the short term, it sucks. Yeah,
the
it
short
sucks.
term is you kind of getting the legs on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But your
Long
short
term,
term,
yeah.
what they said, I think I may be wrong about this, but I think I'm right. Amazon
Mm-hmm.
was losing money for 10
Bezos,
years. Yeah,
yeah.
was losing money for 10 years before it became profitable. Profitable. Or it could have been longer than that. I could be wrong about the amount of time, but he was losing money for a period of time before he became profitable.
Mm,
And in the eyes of society, that's a failure.
exactly.
But
Society though.
it's
That's the
society,
thing.
because look at Amazon.
Exactly. Everybody can buy from Amazon. I just bought me something from Amazon that's gonna get here on tomorrow.
Bro, I gotta buy some I was gonna get some exfoliating gloves.
Ooh, you better
Yeah,
scrub it up.
we're gonna scrub a dub. We got,
Listen,
self-help. Not
exfoliate.
self-help, self-care. There we go. And so I bought
You
some
said
exfoliating
this.
gloves from Amazon, with some brown sugar scrub.
Brown sugar,
Yeah.
baby.
It's a mood, it's a vibe. It's a
I get
vibe.
high off in love on one aim. It's a little song. It's a little song.
I want
All
some
my
of
D'Angelo
your
fans.
sugar. I need to take some singing classes.
Yeah, y'all can't take me to no 90s lounge and nothing. It's
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
I get y'all rock y'all money. And I'm was born in the 2000s.
What's your ultimate dream?
You first.
Oh, me. Oh, you put me on a spot, boy. Put me on the spot.
I did. I did. I did.
My ultimate dream is to provoke thought, guidance, and light. Provoke thought in the youth and provide guidance and light for them so that they can get to the places that they want to be faster and with a clear map and explanation.
Mm,
Um, to tell the stories of others so that other people's paths can be lit by those stories and they can know that they're not alone. Um, to build something that will live beyond me
mm.
and to change the direction of my family. That's been my ultimate dream. So whatever those things look like is what I want. Because now that I'm starting through failure, I realized this. Set your intentions, work towards them, but don't worry about how they arrive.
Thank you.
That's what I had to learn because you'll be so committed to a way that is not the way.
I got nothing.
What's your ultimate dream, dog?
I
You
got
got
I got
you
that was
you
simmer
got
for
an ultimate dream? Huh?
I gotta let that simmer for a second.
You gotta let that breathe. But yeah, I had to really learn that. Like you cannot be attached to one way because the way that you want it may not be the right way. And there's other development skills you gotta go through first. That ain't your way, player. So yeah, now I just set my intentions as to what they are and work in the direction and however they come. Just keep my eyes open for the opportunities. That's it.
My ultimate goal. I everything that you said is also tied into what I want. But I'm gonna add on to that and say that I wrote this down when I was like 16 and I have it memorized to this day.
Let's go.
And I said my overall purpose to be on earth is to bless the broken,
Yay.
profess the omens, to honing. So it's basically like
Well, I missed the last part. Did what?
bless the broken, profess the omens to honing your learning.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like knowing that like, yeah, of course knowing that you're not by yourself, but always knowing that like you're forever learning.
Yeah.
And in order but in order to learn, you have to learn. Like literally, you have to be willing to learn. And I feel like that's a very big thing, especially with the way that the world is right now. There's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Speak so much peace and healing towards what's going on right now in Israel. For real. But yeah, knowing that like just in general, I'm very much trying to be of service, be of help, however I can. You know, however God intends for me to. If it's just, even like when I'm at work, having a little
Being
mini
of
conversation,
service.
asking how they really doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like making conversation like that makes folks day, knowing that like, oh, somebody actually took the time.
Because so many people don't listen.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I don't.
We all don't, man. We all people. And
Hello?
ain't none of us above it. But you
At
know that
all.
when you get them genuine interactions and people attack it, like people really remember those genuine interactions. Just like when you remember somebody's name, they'd be like, oh.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, heavy on mending family, mending,
That's
definitely
right.
that. Mending family and taking care of my family too. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that my folks is good, making sure that, my people is good, and also creating opportunities for people, creating that access. I was like literally just talking to my mom a second ago. I was like, man, she was talking about chat GPT.
I
I
just
was
started
like,
using it.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, you know how more advanced Black minds would be if kids was using this right now? Even more.
50-50.
Yes. I know, and I feel you. I feel you on
Yeah.
that. But I was thinking about it, I was like, how like, but also it's layers to it.
It's a balance. But yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yes. But just knowing that, like, okay, given that access, it
Yeah.
is like in learning about it in a way that is very beneficial for them.
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel like that's gotta be
Learning how to leverage it.
yes, because
Yeah.
you can use it and try to simplify life and then that's not reality.
Yeah.
I mean, but
So that's your
yeah,
ultimate dream?
um, yeah, and for myself too, want to be a place of I think about my drama teacher in high school, Mr. Connor. I want to leave this world empty. Nothing left to give. I gave everything.
I should.
That's the saying for real. I don't want to leave this world with nothing. I gave
Drops
everything.
the mic. Well, I have nothing else to say to that.
Neither.
All I can say is make sure y'all buy y'all tickets for Bars Only. November 18th, Club Iris will be in Brooklyn, New York. If you up here, slide through. Buy your tickets. We're on Eventbrite. Just look it up. Did It For The Hood presents Bars Only. Also, we're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're all over. So go watch the videos of us doing this. Like, share, subscribe. That's the only way we're going to grow is organically through y'all. So, well, that ain't the only way, but that's one of the best ways because we want y'all to share that y'all liking our content. Tap into the pod, listen to the audios. Go on Spotify, go on Apple Music, wherever we are located, please be there. Right? Talk to us, interact. We want to talk to you because we want to know who our fans are. Not even
For real.
fans, who the family is.
Supporters. Yeah.
The tribe. We want to know who y'all are. So my name is T. Hardaway.
And I'm Michael Bahsil.
And together we are the Did It For The Hood podcast.
Indeed.
Peace.